Has this ever happened to you? You're in a social situation in English and someone says something and then everyone else starts laughing and you don't know why. Well, maybe they just said some famous line or reference from a movie that everyone knows and, well, maybe you don't. But today we're going to fix that. So let's go. Hi, I'm your English coach, Christina, and welcome to Business English with Christina, where you become more confident in English so that you can grow your business. If you're doing business in English, recognizing famous movie quotes can help you to understand certain situations, get the jokes that people are making, and make you feel more confident, like a little bit like an insider because you get it. And some of my clients have admitted to me that when this kind of situation happens and they don't understand, they just kind of like smile and laugh and pretend that they know what's going on, even if they don't. And I mean, like, I've done that before. In French, I think we've all done it. It's just kind of a really scary feeling. Anyway, we're going to fix it all today. All right, so let's look at some famous movie quotes. Have you ever heard this one?
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
So what does it mean if someone says to you, may the force be with you? It basically, it's like they're wishing you good luck. Or, possibly maybe they're implying that you're about to do something like incredible or big and difficult, and they want to, wish that you do a good job. And so, for example, if like your coworker is leaving on a big important business trip or they're going into like a big important meeting, you can say to them, may the force be with you. Now, what if you're talking with your coworkers about something surprising that happened to you, and then someone on your team says to you, life is like a box of chocolates. What the heck are they talking about? Well, of course, they're referring to this famous quote.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
It's from the film Forrest Gump, which actually the parts where they're with the shrimp boats, that was filmed like where I live, which is kind of cool. Anyway, when they say life is like a box of chocolates, it basically means that life is full of surprises and you can never know what's gonna happen. Now, what would you think if you are, I don't know, like at a conference and someone says to you, we're not in Kansas anymore. And you're like, wait, we were never in Kansas. Like, what on earth do you think they're talking about?
Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
We're not in Kansas anymore. It basically means like, you should expect things to become a little strange, a little different from the way things are done, where you're from or your normal context, let's say. And of course, it's from that very classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, when a girl, Dorothy, who is from Kansas, is swept up in a tornado, and then she finds herself in this very strange, surreal land, of course, the land of Oz. And when she sees things that are very strange, that's why she says, we're not in Kansas anymore. All right, are you having fun learning these cultural references and movie quotes? And if you want to have even more fun, go over to the blog because I've got a quiz for you where you can quiz yourself on these quotes and some more quotes that we're about to look at. Okay, this one is a tricky one. Let's imagine you are in a meeting and someone gets up to leave and then they use a funny accent and they say something like, I'll be back. And you're wondering like, okay, are they making fun of my accent in English? No, they're not, I assure you. But here's what's going on. It's just this reference.
I'll be back.
It's a very famous quote from the movie Terminator, which stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, of course, is from Austria and, still has his accent. It's a great example of someone who still has their native accent, but who went on to succeed and become governor, or as we say, governator, like governor and Terminator, governator, the governator of California. So if someone's leaves the room and they say, I'll be back, they're not making fun of you. They're maybe just trying to, lighten the mood and have a little fun. Now, this one you may have seen if you've gone onto the Google website, to Google something, and you see that it says feeling lucky, ? Now, what does it mean when you ask someone if they feel lucky? Well, it's from this movie.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Do you feel lucky means, do you really want to take the risk? It's a quote from the movie Dirty Harry. And if someone says it, it's kind of a humorous way of saying that you're maybe going to try something that's a little dangerous. Google, why would that be dangerous? Because you start Googling something and then you click on something and you click on something else and you click on something else. And then, 2 hours has gone by. And so watch out for Google. It's dangerous. Okay, here's another one. What if you are at a meeting, let's say, and someone is presenting, they're trying to convince you and your coworkers, and then at the end they say, okay, what did you think? And one of your coworkers says, you had me at hello. Let's see if you recognize this clip.
I love you. You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello. You had me at hello.
You had me at hello. Of course, it's from another famous movie, Jerry Maguire, and it basically means you don't need to keep making arguments. I was convinced as soon as you said hello. Now, in the movie, yes, it is in sort of a romantic context, but this quote, it's so famous that now we can use it in any other situation where you want to say that you were convinced very early in the discussion. All right, so now you know some of the most famous lines and references from movies in American culture that you might hear at business events, networking events, lunches, dinners, just casual conversation, that kind of thing. And now, instead of feeling lost and confused, you'll actually understand the reference. You'll get what people are saying and why they're saying it. And that gives you a little bit, a reason to feel proud of yourself in English. Now, if you're serious about becoming better at English and better at your business, go over to the blog post and check out the quiz that I've created for you that goes with this lesson. This way you can, actually test yourself on what you've learned. That helps to make it stick in your brain. And it's fun. It's just always fun taking a little quiz, right? And of course, if you don't use it, you lose it. So here's a way that you can also use your English. Are there any famous movie quotes in your culture that everyone knows? I'm sure there are. I'm sure every culture has these. And I would love it if you share it with us in the comments. You can put it in the original language. That's always interesting. And then maybe try your best to translate it into English. Of course, we know that cultural references, they don't always translate well, but that's okay. Just do your best, share it with us, and we'll have a lot of fun down in the comments, I'm sure. And if this lesson was helpful for you, there are 3 ways that you can let me know. The first one is to give this video a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue making business English lessons for you. The second thing that you can do go over to the blog and have fun with the quiz on these movie quotes. And while you're there, sign up for my newsletter to get, lots of extra fun stuff and a free lesson every week. And you can also watch this next lesson, which will help you to know what to do when you don't understand in English, because hey, it happens to the best of us. All right, thank you so much for improving your English and your business with Business English with Christina, and I'll see you next time.